Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another live stream here on Rangers Central. And we have some breaking news as the New York Rangers have traded Ryan Lindgren, as well as it's looking like Jimmy Vesey to the Colorado Avalanche. Yuso Parsonen is part of the deal, Calvin DeHaan, and potentially some draft capital going to the New York Rangers. This is oh my God, it's beautiful. Ryan Lindgren is off my favorite hockey team. I cry right now. And then Jimmy Vesey, too. We were talking about yesterday that they need to get rid of all of these UFAs between Lindgren and Vesey, and this is what they get in return, it's looking like. So I'm interested to see what the draft picks are. I'm interested to see, if there's any other pieces to this deal, but it's looking like that is going to be it. We should get the final details relatively soon because if there's one thing that we do know, it's that the Rangers usually end up announcing the deals shortly after we hear, some sort of news with that because usually things don't leak with the Rangers organization, but we're going to jump into everything. Before we do, leave a like on your way into the live stream. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live on the channel. I will update the thumbnail more to be more appropriate with all the players and everything. When we are when I'm done with this live stream, rather, because I do want to focus obviously on the trade. I just wanted to fire up the stream, make a quick thumbnail and all that stuff before it's too late. But either way, in terms of what the Rangers are dealing, Ryan Lindgren couldn't be any happier that he is getting traded. And that goes without saying. They needed to dump him. They needed to dump him for sure. And let's see, I'm trying to figure out if there's any more details with this trade. But so far, I'm not seeing anything because I want to know the draft picks. But yeah, Ryan Lindgren, for Colorado fans watching this, have fun. Good luck. Maybe he'll play better in Colorado because he's going to be sheltered most likely on that third pair with the fact that Devon Tays and Sam Girard are playing on the top two pairs. So Ryan Lindgren will probably be buried on that third pair, which will help out a little bit. Not too much because the guy still stinks, but it might help out a bit. In terms of Jimmy Vesey, you're getting a rotational forward. Like, that's just all it is. He's been wildly inconsistent throughout his return to the Rangers ever since coming back. Last year, had a very good first half, was garbage in the second half, and did score a lot of empty net goals. So when you look at the stats, a lot of it is a little bit fugazi there in terms of the numbers. So, yeah, Colorado bolsters their depth. Honestly, saying it early, the Rangers won this deal by a long shot. And I got to give Chris Drury a lot of credit in this regard because I genuinely believe that getting Juuso Parsonen is a win because he's 24 years old. Sure, might not be a lot of upside there, but I do like the idea of taking on a younger forward and just seeing what he provides, just seeing what he could give. And I've been a fan of Parsonen for a bit, and I've always thought, he's a solid bottom six guy, potentially middle six guy. So you see what you get from him. Calvin DeHaan, kind of just whatever. I think maybe they'll flip him come the deadline. If not, he's just here to play a couple of games, and we'll see. And quite frankly, he might be better than Ryan Lindgren right now, which is the crazy part about all of it. And you get draft picks. I think the Rangers got the better players in the deal. And on top of that, they got draft capital. So, and Calvin DeHaan, I'm not sitting here saying, by the way, is some great defenseman because at the end of the day, it's Calvin DeHaan. The guy's been passed around like a blunt lately amongst teams. Obviously, spent most of his time with the Islanders. And then ever since then, Carolina, Chicago, back to Carolina, Tampa Bay, Colorado now. So maybe they flip him come the trade deadline to get additional draft capital since he is a pending UFA, which I would absolutely be more than okay with. Parsonen, they could flip him if they don't like what they see in a very small sample size, or maybe they flip him at the draft because maybe you give him the run for the rest of the season, see what he provides, and then, if you're not liking it, you just move him at the draft when he's a pending RFA, or you keep him around if you like what you see. So I think that this is a very good trade for the Rangers, and I'm curious to see what draft picks are going the other way in this deal, but I think this is a huge win. I think this is a huge win for the Rangers. And I gotta give Chris Drury that. I gotta give him credit there where it's due on that. But Adam, thank you for the $2 donation. Does this mean we are selling or buying by Lindgren? I think they are going to do a little bit of both. I mean, this is the sign to me that they're probably going to go in the direction of you want to get some guys that maybe could provide you some upside, like a Yuso Parsonen, which again, 24 years old, maybe there's not much upside, but you take the chance there as long as, accruing some draft capital. So it's going to be a little bit of both. We'll see. Maybe they flip Parsonen in a bigger deal. I have no clue. But in 22 games, he has 6 points this year. Let's see. Let's just see what he could provide for the Rangers. He might be in Hartford for all we know. And then Calvin DeHaan, it's a body because his team needs help on the blue line right now. And again, maybe they flip him come the trade deadline. Joe coming in. Okay. I should not have pulled that one up. Thank you for the $2 show. Thank you for the $2 though. But either way, let's see what you what else you guys are saying in the chat. Do we have the draft picks though announced that are coming the other way in this deal? Because that's what I'm trying to figure out. I mean, this could really determine things a lot with this deal because if they're getting just these two players in like a middle round pick, I'm not going to love it as much as I initially do because I think that if they moved Ryan Lindgren just for draft capital alone, I really think they would have got a second round pick, truthfully. So if it's anything less than a second round pick, I'm going to be a little disappointed in that. But at the same time, I'm thrilled that Ryan Lindgren's gone at the end of the day because I was worried that it was going to get to a point where they were going to give him an extension. The Rangers are retaining half of Lindgren's salary. That was just reported by Peter Baugh, which tells me the Rangers are getting a solid pick back. They have to be. So I could be wrong about that, but here we go. So Peter Baugh, I think, said it. The Rangers will get the better of Carolina or New York second round pick owned by Carolina plus a fourth. That is a huge win. That's a huge win. Are we seeing a Chris Drury W in 2025? I can't believe it. So they get a second and a fourth. So the final deal, let me put it up on, let me type it out for it to be up on the stream right now. Just to make things easier here. But yeah, let me do that. So Rangers get, I need to make sure I spell Parsonen right. So they get Parsonen, DeHaan, second round pick. And what were the years of that pick? It was, I think, this year. Okay, so this year, second, and then a fourth this year. That's a huge win. That is a huge win. I cannot believe I'm saying that. So a 2025 second, 2025 fourth. Colorado gets Ryan Lindgren. See you later. And then they get Jimmy Vesey. I am very happy with this deal. I cannot believe Drury just made a good deal. Mind-blowing. And the crazy part is we have a second round draft pick in the Chris Drury tenure. Is this real life? We have a second round pick. I can't believe that. Never been. I forgot what it's like to have a second round pick, honestly. So here you go. The trade's up on the screen for anyone that is wondering. The Rangers get Parsonen, DeHaan, a second and a fourth this year, and then Colorado gets Lindgren and Vesey. What a fleece. What a fleece. He'll flip the second by the deadline. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Because this is actually a good trade. My mind is blown. My mind is actually blown that they made a good trade today. I'm very interested to see where Parsonen's going to even play in this lineup, though. That's something that I do wonder because they've just completely alienated Arthur Kaliev. So where is he going to play in the lineup is my question. I guess on that third line where Vesey was playing. If I had to take a guess early on, I could be wrong, but that's probably where he's going to be in the lineup. If I was to make a early prediction there. And yeah, this is the point. Like, it proves that Lindgren would have got a first round pick at the draft. Yeah. Which we both said that they should have moved him at that time. Like, I can't believe we're witnessing a Drury W in 2025.
This is absolutely an unreal trade. I'm not even upset about the salary retention.
No.
What's really, really good about this trade, it was literally earlier this year that Parson got traded from Nashville to Colorado, I think for like a third round pick and a prospect. So this is almost the equivalent of getting a first round pick for Ryan Lindgren, which is what they should have got from at the draft. But dude, I love this. And Juuso Parssinen is actually a really solid player. And to tell you the truth, could very well be the replacement for Riley Smith when he gets dealt next. And that is my bold prediction. I genuinely think Juuso Parssinen would be as effective on the Rangers' third line as Riley Smith. He's a little bit faster. He might not have the same hockey IQ, but he's faster, plays more physical, and is built more for a third line role or fourth line. You add speed to your fourth line, but this is a absolute W addition. It's actually, I don't think the Rangers upgraded from Lindgren to DeHaan, although we saw how bad Lindgren's been. But DeHaan being your number 7 is fine. You replace Vesey with Parson, and that's an addition on your end. Plus, you get a second round pick and a fourth round pick. So, I mean, we all know that Drury's going to trade those for useless roster pieces at the deadline. But right now, absolute W of a trade. I'm actually shocked how well Drury did here.
Call me crazy. I think honestly, actually, getting DeHaan is more lateral than we're giving it credit for.
Yes.
Like, it's not like he's worse than I think he might. There's an argument. I mean, we'll see how he plays, but there's an argument that he could be slightly better than Lindgren, which is just insane to even say.
Yes.
But
we know that.
But it also could be the difference in the roles, because I said it before you hopped on that I think that Lindgren will probably be better for Colorado than he was here, because he's actually going to play where he belongs on the third pair.
Yes. Yeah, he'll be with Malinsky. He'll be with either Malinsky or Shillington on their third pair.
And yeah,
that's fine. He's a fine third pair. He's not playing 20 plus minutes a night.
Yeah, with Cale Makar, like he was here with Fox. But yeah, I agree with your point with Riley Smith, and this comment pretty much sums up that thought that they need to make more moves. This can't be the end of their moves yet.
Dude. Hold on.
Wait, I have to fix that. There we go. Are you sharing your screen?
Just look at this.
Have fun with that, Colorado.
Jesus.
Did he put up DeHaan's chart?
No, he's only got VC and VC even strength defense being that high is not shocking at all. Like, he was a solid fourth line. Like, VC probably by himself, Maybe Colorado sees it as a lateral for Parsonen, or maybe a slight up or a slight down. Vesey was decent for us, but he had to go, dude. It was the same end to this tenure as it was his last tenure. He just got cycled out.
I just saw that the Rangers are also trading a prospect, which I really do not care about. Hank Kempf at all. Just could
That's
care
who they
less.
sent, Hank Kempf.
Yeah, I could
Yeah,
care
that's a
less.
nothing prospect. We weren't signing him anyway, so that's fine.
Yeah.
I think we'll live. I'm surprised Colorado even wanted him.
I don't know. To be honest, looking at Colorado's lineup, I don't even think VC makes the bottom 6.
No,
That's what
I'd
I'm
be shocked.
saying too. Like, I'm surprised Colorado gave up as much as they did in this trade. Jay Fresh just put out Parsonen's card.
Because their bottom 6 wingers like Kiviranta, Wood, O'Connor, and Colton. VC's not better than any of them.
He probably takes Parker Kelly's spot as the 13th forward, or they just make him the 14th forward, run 7D and 8, or 7D and 14 forwards. Or maybe they're about to make another move. I really want Jay Fresh to post Parsonen's card.
He did.
He did?
Yeah.
Was it any good?
No.
Really?
Truthfully, no.
Damn, I don't even see it. I'm on his page. I don't even unless did he post his card from his when he got traded from Nashville?
No, he just posted his most recent card now.
Oh, I see. Wow, DeHaan's card was solid.
That's
Better
what I was
than-
saying. I genuinely
Wow.
believe that DeHaan is an upgrade over Ryan Lindgren. Is it much of an upgrade? No, but I think it's an upgrade over Lindgren somehow.
No, he's a fine number 7 because this is like the equivalent of the Rangers acquiring Justin Braun 2 deadlines ago when we traded a 3rd round pick for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Parsons' card is brutal.
The problem with DeHaan is that now he's going to be playing like 20 minutes a night with all the injuries, and you're going to see that shit plummet. That's the only issue with this. But
I'm going to go on NHL.com real quick.
I think with Parsonen, I think he'll be fine once the Rangers, like you said, sell off guys like Riley Smith and move some of these other guys. And if they do move Kreider, like Dave is saying in the chat, which I don't know still if they're going to move Kreider, but
hope they do, but they ain't. Not yet.
If they move Kreider, they'll have to retain salary. That's the only way. No one's taking on $6.5 million for this year and the rest of next year for a guy with a broken back and a guy who doesn't produce at all 5v5.
Yeah, I actually would rather the Rangers play garbage man and use up their other 2 salary retention slots at this deadline for this year than retain on Kreider right now. Unless you're getting a really good deal. You might. I mean, listen. Drury just for the first time as a Rangers GM weaponized our cap space, and he did a really good job of it, dude. I think the Rangers come out of this deal better. You get rid of a headache that was looming over the whole team, which is, I'm sure like it's awkward. Like you're working with someone that's like may or may not be there next year. It's probably a lot of stress off of everybody. So I'm with it. I'm just taking a look at DeHaan right now on NHL.com. He was averaging less than 15 minutes a night. So those numbers are certainly
they're gonna plummet. Because we saw the same thing with Chad Weedle, how we were like, oh, the metrics actually look solid, but the problem is that, once he started to get more minutes, it started to become an issue because he was fine as a 7th defenseman.
Yes.
Frank Saravalli said the Rangers felt they couldn't let their own UFAs walk for nothing with the way the season has gone, which, one, I can't believe Drury actually felt that way. I was so convinced that they were going to buy. Second, that clearly means that they're moving Riley Smith at some point.
I fucking hope so. Real quick, just on DeHaan while we're talking about him. 5.39 hits per 60 would be 3rd amongst Rangers defensemen. His 5.3 blocks per 60, I think puts him at number 1 on the whole team. No, I lied. Puts him number 4 on the team. Number 3 defenseman behind Schneider and Borgen. Damn, 3.2 giveaways per 60 is a fucking lot, dude. Jesus Christ. What about his penalties number? That's another one that I like to look at is the penalties. Is he taking more than he's drawing? He's only taken 5 penalties. What's the penalties per 60? 0.46 penalties per 60 for taken. Would actually be one of the more disciplined. Yeah, it would be one of the most disciplined teams on the players in the Rangers. He'd be 5th in terms of discipline on the Rangers. Let's see Parsonen.
Never heard of Parsonen. I mean, he's again, he might be better in a bigger role that he'll probably get here, but at the end of the day, my thought with this is if he's not performing well enough in these down the stretch here, then you just trade him at the draft. Like it's really not an issue at all. And best case scenario, he plays well in a bigger role. But this is what I wanted the Rangers to do. I wanted them down the stretch to acquire some young forwards, acquire some draft picks, see what these young forwards provide, and then you flip them if it doesn't work out. That's why I want to see them put Kaliev in the lineup too for a couple of games, but that's not going to happen.
Wish they did that with Will Borgen, but here we are now.
Imagine what we could have got for Will Borgen. We just got a fucking 2nd-round pick for Ryan Lindgren.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I wish they just moved Borgen.
Parsonen averages a higher hits per 60 than Carrick. He'd be 3rd on the Rangers in hits per 60. Oh, his giveaways per 60 would be 2nd best on the Rangers.
Who's one?
Parsonen. His takeaways are a little bit low. Does not miss the net often. He actually shoots a pretty decent amount. Pucks on net, baby. Let's see. 0.6 penalties taken per 60. Middle of the pack in discipline. Nothing good, nothing bad. What about his scoring per 60 or shot attempts percentage? Negative shot attempts percentage, 48.2, which would still put him in the better half of the Rangers. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I agree with this, Carson. If they extend Europe, yeah, they can't extend Vakanainen. Why the fuck did they have to extend Borgen? I can't believe that we have a 2nd-round pick in the Chris Drury tenure.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Well, don't cherish it too much.
Why they're gonna draft another overager from the queue?
That
Low point per game. Thank you for the $2, Steve. Yes, we're very happy with the trade. They got better somehow after this trade. I mean, not that it was difficult to get better after trading Ryan Lindgren, but I can't believe that they got this much better after the trade. Because Parsonen, I think, is better than Vesey. And DeHaan, slight improvement over Lindgren, but not by much at all.
No, he'll be you won't have to worry about him.
And then they get draft picks. So this was a fleece job. First time I could truly say that in the Chris Drury tenure.
I'm still not giving Drury any credit. Good trade, but I'm not giving him any credit because he could have got more value in the offseason. But of course, he waits till the value not totally plummets, but he got a lot less value than he could have gotten in the offseason.
Riley Smith actually might get us a mid-round pick after this is all said and done.
The only thing that sucks is that we freaking traded a 2nd and a 5th to get him.
Remember, we got fucking reamed for talking about that in a negative light. I literally had people telling me to off myself for not liking that trade.
I mean, the only positive spin I could put on this entirely potentially with Riley Smith is maybe there is a world where they get a first-round pick for him just because teams get so desperate at the deadline. That's the only positive spin I could put on this at all. But I don't know which team would pay it first. But the deadline also, like, this deadline has a lot of shit names, truthfully.
Yeah, it's not a...
That's the only reason I think there's a world where maybe they could get a first for Riley Smith, because who else really is available?
You'd have to. I think you'd send more the other way. I think if you did Riley Smith and something else, you probably you. It's not impossible. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Trade laugh.
Whoa! Calm down now.
I was being dead serious when I put out that tweet this morning. I genuinely think that Cooley is the better player. I mean, he's got.
Not me right now, yeah.
Cooley's got one less point than the guy. One less point. And Cooley's gonna score 20 goals this year. The other idiot might not score 20 goals.
I'm just looking right now at the list of forwards available at the deadline. You guys might not be giving credit enough to the fact that they genuinely could get a first for Riley Smith. The best forwards available right now are Brock Nelson if the Islanders want to trade him, Mikko Rantanen if he gets dealt at all, Andrei Kuzmenko if he gets flipped from Philly, Yanni Gourde, who's injured right now, so I don't know what he's going to get as a return. And outside of that, it's like Jason Zucker, Alex Kerfoot, Brandon Tanev.
All right.
There could be a world, honestly, where they get a first somehow. This forward list is terrible. Trent Frederick.
He'll get a first from somewhere.
I don't know. I just don't know how you watch. Well, I shouldn't say that because we know NHL GMs, but I just don't know how you watch Riley. I don't know how you watch Riley Smith this year and deduce and come to the final conclusion that, yeah, I'll give up a first-round pick for him.
Colorado just gave up a second and a fourth to get Ryan Lindgren and Jimmy Vesey. Anything's possible at this point.
The Cap GM at one point saw Martin Erat and was like, you know what, we should trade for this guy.
That's the problem. Like, I can't underestimate how stupid GMs are.
We got positive value for Jacob Trouba and did not retain any salary.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
there's nothing that's impossible in this league.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, I could see a team overpaying to get Riley Smith. I mean, if they put him in a deal, I think if they package him with Zach Jones, they could get a very good return back, which they might as well, because if they're not going to use Zach Jones, then just move him at this point. And I do feel like still Jonathan Quick is going to get moved.
Yeah, they should move Quick.
Yeah. Well, he's got does he have a full no movement clause? He's got a
modified.
A 20-team no trade list. All right. Did you see what Vince just tweeted about Parsonen, how the Rangers might slot him in at third line center?
Hopefully that doesn't mean they're out on McLeod, though.
Yeah.
That would
well, anything to get Carrick on the third line. I'll be okay. Brodzinski's fucking punching the wall right now. He's like, fuck. Just lost his roster spot. Honestly, I wonder if the Rangers would actually get value for Brodzinski at this point. You genuinely might get a mid-round pick for Johnny Brodzinski. It's not impossible.
I mean, they just got a fourth for Vesey, so that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, this is also why I was saying before they gave Igor the extension, just imagine they actually went full blow this thing up mode and moved like all the UFAs. Imagine they had Borgen and Igor to move at the deadline this year.
Borgen would 100%. Borgen would probably get a first-round pick plus with the way things are shaking out right now. You could argue he'd be the top defenseman on the board.
Borgen probably got like a first and a fourth, or like a first and a mid prospect.
Yeah, that's what he would have gotten more than what Ben Sherratt got when he got a first-round pick.
Thank you for the $2. Thank you for the $2, Steve. Now watch to trade the picks for dog shit, probably. And thank you again. Brock Nelson might go to New Jersey. We'll see. That would make sense for them, but I don't know if the Islanders are going to trade him in division.
You don't know if Lou would allow himself to make a trade with New Jersey after the way his tenure there ended. He's a spiteful man. Honestly, outside of Riley Smith and Brzezinski, I don't really see any other pieces on this roster the Rangers could genuinely could actually move and get out. I mean,
Well,
Urho and Jones.
I was about to say though, I really wonder now what they could get for Keandre Miller, because if second was just if a team just gave up a second round pick for Ryan Lindgren, Keandre Miller's value has to be through the damn roof.
Oh, you would,
yeah,
you'd get a haul back for Keandre Miller.
Probably get similar to what Arizona got for Chikrin. Obviously less than that. Well, actually, I don't.
Maybe not less for that at this point. Like,
he'd be the best defenseman, the biggest named defenseman on the board by a lot. It's like Seth Jones. Like, your option is, okay, cost controlled Keandre Miller, or not cost controlled, high risk Seth Jones. That would be your 1-2. Probably get a first prospect, young roster player.
What was the other deal that I was thinking of, like a comparable for that maybe, is what did Juracek go for?
Oh, he got a first when he got traded to Minnesota.
Yeah.
He got a first, a third, and a prospect. He got Damon Hunt, so just a roster swap, a first, a third. Oh wow, he got a first, second, third, and fourth. God damn.
All right. Yeah, Miller probably wouldn't get that, but he would probably get at least a portion of that return.
Dude, Juracek's actually playing like dog shit. He played 6 games at Minnesota, got sent down. He's played 26 games in Iowa and only has 6 points. It's actually a massive L trade for Minnesota.
The Rangers just made the trade official.
Oh, they announced it?
W.
Yeah. Huge. Hank Kempf. Jesus Christ.
Fox is devastated right now, losing his best friend.
They're like, oh, Fox is out of the locker room. Get rid of Lindgren now before fucking Fox can oppose it. That's such a freaking W trade. What is Hank Kemp even doing?
Yeah, I know. I need to get new graphics, Carson. I know. It's long overdue at this point. Thank you for the $2. Steve, Lou sleeping, the owner would be making the trade.
Dude, they could probably get a Rick Nash level haul for Nelson at the deadline easily.
Oh, they easily could, yeah.
They'll probably get more than that. They'll get a first mid-round pick, young roster player, and top 5 prospect from a team. I might even get more than that.
I don't get the whole hesitant trade. First of all, I mean, the fact that Lou never wants to sell off is just dumb in its own right. But
yeah,
if there's actual mutual interest for Nelson to re-sign with the Islanders, why not just fucking trade him at the deadline, get a haul back, and if there's actual mutual interest, just re-sign in the offseason?
That's what we said about Zook. I think that was a big mistake by the Rangers, was letting Zook walk, or not even making a pitch at the at that free agency after we traded him.
Any chance Parson gets flipped? I don't think so. I think that if he gets flipped, it's at the draft.
At least now we know why the Rangers were scouting Colorado.
Yeah. I think the only way is if it's at the draft and he's playing poorly down the stretch in these last few games.
It's also a sign the Rangers learned from past mistakes. They held on to Stahl too long. They held on to Girardi too long. They let Lindgren grow and got positive assets for him. I'm old enough to remember when it was rumored the Rangers could have gotten Taylor Hall for Mark Stahl. I'm old enough to remember that.
I forgot about that shit.
Oh my god.
Thank you for the $2, Amanda. Who do I think is the best in the East? For me, it's still Florida. Florida is still the best team in the East, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys have a different answer to that, but
I don't think any team.
No.
I mean, if Kachuk's out, it's a different story. I think you can give to a nod to a couple other teams, but I think as long as Kachuk is healthy and playing in the playoffs, I don't think any team right now in the East is holding a candle to Florida.
No, the East runs through Florida until proven otherwise.
Yeah, even as good as Washington's doing, and as much as we hype them up, I think it's
PDO
Florida's conference to lose.
Yeah, I'm not a believer in Washington. I mean, yeah, the Capitals could make it far in the playoffs just because the East is kind of ass. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm also not a believer in Washington.
No, dude, Ottawa's dropped 5 games in a row. I'm telling you right now, I still don't think the Rangers are gonna make the playoffs. You're banking
No.
on your 4, even though you're only like 4 points out is not like a daunting amount of points out, but you're looking at, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 teams out of a playoff spot, all within 6 points. Like if you lose one, fine. You lose 2 in a row, that 4 point could turn to 6 really fucking quickly.
Yeah, and just look at the schedule too. Like I was running through that last night, and Valley was talking about how they have the second hardest schedule, but just he said they have to go 16-7, most likely to make the playoffs. I could point out like 6 to 7 losses that would most likely happen in March alone. And that's not even factoring in that they play Tampa twice in April. They play Florida. They play Carolina.
Yep.
The only thing they might have going for them in some of those games is that they might not be trying as much because they're already secured in a spot and they just want to make it to the playoffs healthy at that point. But they still play New Jersey. They play Minnesota, who isn't easy. They play the Islanders, who will wake up to play the Rangers, especially if they could play spoiler in that game. So it's not going to be easy at all.
Wouldn't even, actually, I don't know, man. Not a terrible year to, well, actually, no. It just sucks that the Rangers are bad this year because just like last year and the year before, the NHL is pretty wide open right now. Outside of Florida and Winnipeg, which are the 2 clear dominant teams, I think, going into playoffs. Besides those 2 teams, I think if the Rangers played at the level they did last year, plus had JT Miller, it'd be a cakewalk to the conference finals.
Yep. But they didn't want to tweak things during the offseason.
No.
Yeah, and so it was a haul for Larson. Thank you for the $2 again.
God damn. Not a bad year to sell. I mean, it could be one of those glory runs like what the Capitals did last year. We're going to sell at the deadline, make the playoffs with a negative goal differential, and then get swept. Although, dude, I mean, this Capitals run is similar to when Florida won the President's Trophy, or maybe they didn't win the President's Trophy. This is in the 2010s when they had Yager on the team. Then they made it to the playoffs and just got pumped in the first round of the playoffs. I'm almost positive they won the
President's Trophy. That was 15-16 when they lost to the Islanders.
Yes.
Tavares scored the OT winner.
Yes, they were stacked. Well, regular season stacked, and they got shit on in playoffs.
Hey, you do realize who the coach was of that team, right?
Gerard Gallant.
Our favorite.
Then he went to Texas.
Thank you for the $10, Steve. I'm actually hoping the Rangers somehow win the cup simply because the odds are 10K to 1, and I have $10 for a 6-figure payday. My heart says fuck up my wallet. Says win. I mean, you're banking on a lot there.
Put the wallet away. Put the wallet away.
Save your money, son. Don't fall for it. It's a trap. Speaking of which, might as well take a look and see who's getting drafted this year. Because we know we ain't getting Higgins. Higgins would block a fucking draft pick if we try to pick him.
The only thing also too that's just so annoying about this is like, that you're not good enough right now. You're selling off the UFAs. Why did you trade a first round pick for JT Miller?
And this
Especially
is why
after that report that he only wanted to be here. Like,
yeah,
that's fucking confusing to me. I get that they didn't have a second round pick to trade, but it's like, I don't get how you give up a first round pick for a guy who only wanted to be here.
Wonder if you could have sent Othman in place of a first round pick if that would have worked, or Emery.
Yeah.
And this is why I don't give Drury any credit, because there's always a catch.
Yep.
Always.
I can't wait for the Rangers to miss playoffs, then use their draft pick to trade up and draft Roger McQueen because he's big. Literally the next Hugh Jesselman.
Probably thinks he's related to Lightning McQueen.
No, he must be fast, I swear.
Speed. I am speed.
I actually also think it's fucking so cool that Higgins played for the Royals, man. I love that shit.
Yeah.
I'm glad Eli's getting a little representation.
Higgins and Tage Thompson.
Yep. All right, I forgot Tage is another Long Island guy.
Played 1 year for the Royals.
Crazy. That big motherfucker. How do we miss him?
This pretty much backs up what you're saying, Matt. That for every good thing Drury does, there's a war crime to follow.
That's why I said it's like one of Einstein's laws. For every good thing Drury does, there's something equally as fucking stupid that he does.
Fucking dark matter.
I've been saying this for months now that the Rangers should explore moving Panarin this offseason.
Yeah.
If he's willing to waive his no-move clause, you trade him.
Yeah.
Because apparently, too, if he only wants to go to one destination, you could get a first-round pick. So,
Also considering, I don't think Mika will ever waive. I think that no-moving clause is standing firm.
Yeah, that's why when they got Miller and everyone's like, well, they're going to just move Mika next.
Yeah.
Are they?
No.
Mika will not waive. To tell you the truth, I think the most valuable asset you have on this roster right now, if you really wanted to rearrange things and get a haul for something, is Lafreniere, but they won't move him.
No.
You could probably get a fucking shitload for him right now.
Him and Keandre Miller, if they want to move them.
I mean, you've already committed to trying to win. You might as well just fucking push all your chips in the middle and do something. You could legit there is a GM out there stupid enough to trade their lives away to get Lafreniere, and there's probably a GM that's dumb enough to trade
Adams.
Yeah. There's probably GMs that are dumb enough to trade for Keandre Miller. I was being serious when I sent you guys. We were talking about Bowen Byram and Alex Tuch. Like, it's not as unobtainable as people think. It's really not.
Hey, Tuch, McLeod, and Bowen Byram. Sign me up.
Now do us all a favor and stop having fun.
Or if not Ryan McLeod, you could slide me a little JJ Peterka. I won't be mad.
Oh, dude. Yeah, so you're having too much fun. I'm gonna need you to fucking relax.
All right, I'm sorry. It's not my fault. I like Germans.
Too bad Kreider's on this team, so we'll have no room for Alex Tuch.
Best friends.
Thank you for the $5, Amanda. It's crazy how Florida gets all these free agents and they all do well. Well, one, it helps when guys are willing to sign there less because, one, they're a winner and because of the state they play in. And on top of that, it's amazing what happens when, a team uses a computer and knows what advanced data is.
Yeah,
I know. Isn't that I'm sorry that I confused you there, but
what a weird word that
a
was.
weird concept. Yeah.
It was a very odd word you just
Advanced
used.
data.
Yeah. You just said that word again. Please stop.
Data. Sorry, I only use textbooks. I really got to study up on my trades.
Bust out the books. Get involved real quick.
Let me just go over to chapter 2 right now.
Yeah.
How to retain salary.
You have to press Y and then use the right stick to select the amount that you want. Oh God. Maybe now, like Zach Jones will actually play every single game.
Come
I
on,
mean,
Nick.
you've opened up. I mean, unless they're really gonna ride Calvin DeHaan like he's Seabiscuit, I don't know. I
Come on,
don't know
Nick.
how you've run this
Come
guy.
on, Nick. Y'all know that ain't happening.
Yeah, and well,
It's a nice thought, but we
yeah,
all know.
playing pretend. ACT.
We all know Calvin DeHaan's getting paired with Adam Fox.
Dude, if they start rolling out Calvin DeHaan first pair minutes.
I mean, one of these garbage defensemen, these bottom pair defensemen have to play big minutes because they just have a plethora of them.
DeHaan will get first pair minutes. He'll have like a game where he gets 2 assists, and then they'll extend them for 5 years.
He'll get a 5x5. Like, no, we needed him.
Hey,
I mean, we did just sign like third pair at best defenseman Will Morgan to fucking.
Don't you see? He unlocked Adam Fox.
He unlocked Adam Fox. That's who we were missing. Was 34-year-old Calvin DeHaan, former number 4 defenseman for the New York Islanders. That's what we needed.
Hey, listen, you could never have enough depth.
No. That's why we traded for Roslovic last year.
Yeah. And you appreciated every one of those flybys.
Yeah.
What could the Rangers get for Igor? I feel like it would be massive. I mean, if they were to, in a world where they did move him, honestly, I'm not even sure. Just because the goalie market is so weird with trades.
Yeah.
They at minimum would have got a first-round pick to start the deal.
The problem is that he's already extended, and I don't think anyone's wanting to take on that cap hit. If you would have traded him as a pending UFA, you would have literally just gotten the Ryan Miller return, maybe a little bit more, but that's what you would have gotten.
Honestly, I would have taken anything for him just so I don't have $11.5 million on my roster.
Dude, that Ryan Miller trade at the time was a fucking really good deal for Buffalo too. They got Chris Stewart, who was actually a solid middle six guy, a goalie swap in Halak, who then I think they just flipped. Yeah, they just flipped him right to Washington, and I think Halak pretty much outperformed Miller after the trade. Let's see, Miller had a 903 save, Halak had a 930 save at Washington. Yeah, they got a first. Oh, the first round pick was Jack Roslovic. That's hilarious. They got William Carrier, a second round pick from literally that year prior. William Carrier is still pretty solid in the NHL, and a third. So yeah, you would have gotten a really nice haul, and you would have, because just the world of goaltending, you would have gotten the other team's starting goalie for free just to open up the roster spot. What could have been.
Yep. Every now and then you think about.
Every now and then.
There's so many portals I'd love to open and just see, like, what if the Toronto Maple Leafs did win the draft lottery and get Lafreniere? What would the Rangers have done different?
I'm still convinced they would have took Anton Lindell if they didn't win that lottery.
Which would not have been a terrible draft pick.
No.
Would have been a decent 3C.
And then they would have
although knowing this organization, he would have spent 5 years in Hartford.
No. He would have just made the team out of camp and then got sent down to junior or something. Never to be seen again.
Hey, no, he's no Rico or Raul.
No. Rico and Raul, come on. I actually thought Othman played well the last 2 games. It just sucks that he's stuck on the 4th line doing absolutely nothing in terms of ice time.
He was noticeable every shift last night, and they just gave him only 6 minutes of ice time.
It's just
ridiculous.
It's so stupid. Like what? I don't know. I just.
You're gonna go down a rant if you start with this one.
That's why I just.
You're biting your tongue on that.
Yep, just breathe in, breathe out, and just act like I never mentioned his name. It's just, you know, like, so much I'd love to say, but I don't want to get canceled.
I'm gonna read this and then I'm gonna hop off the stream. But thank you for the $2 again, Amanda. Anton Lindell is plus 68 in his 4 years in the NHL. Yeah, it wouldn't have been bad to have that.
No, Laughs minus 18 this year alone.
Thanks for ruining my evening. All right, I'm gonna end the stream here. Thank you everyone for tuning in and watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. We'll go live if there's any more breaking news between now and the trade deadline. There will be a trade deadline stream, of course, on March 7th, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe, turn on your notifications, and I'll see you guys next time.
See you later.